Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to Aurora Zoo and the last Aurora Zoo episode. If you can believe it, the zoo is completely finished, done. No more building, no more habitats. All the details have been completed, and since the last episode, we've added some details, but this is the last habitat we did, which is obviously here the capuchin monkeys, and I wanted to do like a fun round building. I figured that would be a fun way to kind of end the series, but I did a little kind of different detailing on the outside than we normally do. I actually kind of went heavy on the South American theme on the outside, which typically on the outside of buildings we don't really theme them, but I thought it would be fun to kind of just mix it up. Also made this like kind of triple-sided sign here using the new billboards, and then just using the image from the education boards. Also, these weathered wood pieces are from the new Africa Pack DLC. They're really, really awesome wood pieces. There's like a whole set of them. There's beams like this. There's these flat pieces, and they're flexi color. So I gave them like a dark color. It's actually the same color as this wall piece here. And I just thought, yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. So let's go ahead and go inside our capuchin monkey habitat. And I have to say, it is a walk-in habitat, but I have to say it's one of my favorite habitats. So we have the path here just goes all the way around, and then in the middle we kind of have like the big like climbing structure here, and then we have like all these different points where they can climb down the rope here, or down like these slimmer poles here. There's another rope there, and then we've got like all these like random bits kind of on the outside. So I thought it was just really cool. And I like that it's also if you didn't notice, we actually went double-sided with the plaster pieces. So on the outside here we've got like a dark green plaster piece, and then on the inside we went with more of like I guess like a lime green. It's actually the same color we used in the proboscis monkey habitat, if you remember that. Kind of stole the idea here with the vines and the green and orange leaves that we did in there as well. Also like the windows, did some actual like some custom windows there. Love the bamboo pieces and like the rope pieces there. So yeah, this was overall like just a really fun building to do, and yeah, getting to use like the South America DLC pieces, like all the temple pieces and the broken stone pieces there, and it was a lot of fun. And of course, obviously watching the monkeys run around too is always a good time. We did some special stuff with the lighting too, so we kind of went heavy with some like I guess brighter colors. We did like a blue light and sunk it under the water. We also did like a purplish light that is there. It's actually all the way around the path, so you get like that really cool purple glow everywhere, which looks really cool. And then you might have noticed at the top here, we've got the big old spotlight, but we gave it sort of like almost like a moon glow blue color. If you look out the sky outside, it actually matches pretty close to the color of the sky out there, but it just kind of gives it almost looks like the moonlight kind of coming into the habitat. So I don't know, I just thought that was really cool with the blue and then the purple and everything, and it just, yeah, it was a lot of fun to do this habitat. I'm super happy and proud of how it came out, and I figured this is a good last habitat to make as well. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. So back outside the capuchin monkey habitat, so we've got, in case you're wondering where we are, obviously this is still the primates area, but if you remember the last episode, was this big old building here. We've got chimpanzees over here, and we've got the bonobos over there. This little space was kind of just a big open space, so I figured, you know what, let's put the defroster in here one more time. Have another spot where guests can go and warm up, and there's a bathroom in there, and oh, we actually have to change that. I totally forgot that, didn't I? There we go, that's better. It's like, wait, he's selling hats or coffee? Nobody knows. But yeah, we just did a whole bunch of detail over here. Added, like, you know, details around the steps, and kind of continued with the theme of, like, using the rocks as kind of like a barrier or wall, kind of on the sides of all the hills, kind of holding everything up. Over here, I used habitat barriers for kind of some fencing around this area. I used this one as sort of like a retaining wall for the rocks, kind of make it look like it's supposed to be holding those up, you know, kind of keeping them from falling into the path. Also, habitat barrier here is just like a little fence. Those are always fun to do. Got another habitat barrier there. It's just like it's an easy way to, like, if you want to make a fence, and like, I kind of wish we had an actual fence tool, but the habitat barrier is a pretty good substitution for that, I think. And we go back to nighttime, you can kind of see this area at nighttime with all the lights and everything. It's always good, I feel like, to show off the lighting, because the lighting in this game is just so good. I especially like over here with, like, our little heating area here. I love the heating lamps there, and the glow that the fire gives off. Also use, like, the pebble path under here, because I don't know, it just seemed like it fit with this thing. We did this over in Bear Claw Canyon, you probably remember. Put a wind power back here because there's, like, a small area here that just didn't have any power, and that was kind of the best place to put it. I also put the power there, and the defroster are in the gorilla work zone, because it was it was the closest work zone, really. It kind of just made the most sense, I feel like. But yeah, this is, man, it's so hard to believe that we finished already. It looks so cool. I love it. This is the primates area. We only started this like maybe a month ago. No, it's been longer than that. Maybe 2 months ago. It's probably been about 2 months, I think. But yeah, it just looks so good. And then if we kind of zoom out, we'll stay at nighttime because we rarely get to see the whole zoo at nighttime with all the lights. But there it is. That's the completed Aurora Zoo. It's super hard to believe that it's done. Almost a year later. It actually has been longer. If you guys remember our previous zoo, Wildlife World, that took about 8 months to complete. We're right around like 10 months or so for Aurora Zoo. So even though it's smaller, it's taken longer because everything is indoors. We're actually talking about this on stream. There's only one building in this entire zoo that does not have an interior. And that is this like little secondary entrance building I made over here. Because this has a guest spawner and a zoo entrance inside of it. So this is the only building in the entire zoo that does not have an interior. So if you kind of think about that, the zoo may not be super huge, but you can see all the buildings. And let's go back to daytime. But you can see all the buildings, like every one of these buildings, they all have an interior, which was, you know, that's part of the plan with being in an Arctic zoo. We're like, well, we can't really have a whole lot of outdoor areas, right? Because it's just going to be too friggin' cold. So yeah, everything is indoors. It's kind of crazy when you think about it that way. And it's like, okay, it kind of makes sense that it took 10 months to complete this zoo. Another thing we did, which was a very, very last minute addition, is we made some billboards. So it was kind of advertising our previous zoo, Wildlife World there. And Jungle Jim, some of you might remember him. Kind of didn't use him as much in Aurora Zoo as I kind of wanted to, but he's still around. Maybe we'll have to make more use of him with our next zoo, which, if you don't know, our next zoo is going to be a desert zoo, and we're gonna do kind of a like tropical oasis in the middle of the desert kind of thing. So I'm really excited to like get back to making like outdoor habitats and outdoor guest areas. It's gonna be really fun. I think also we're gonna go a little heavier on the, I don't want to say like fantasy, but it's still gonna be sandbox. We kind of already decided we're going to disable some things like habitat size requirements and things of that nature, because sometimes you want to make a smaller habitat, or maybe like the foliage requirements. You want to like really go crazy with it, but the game is like, well, this animal only likes 5% coverage, and it's like, well, that's not fun. So we're gonna disable those things so that we can have a little bit more freedom with our creativity, and hopefully we can take the next zoo to the next level. I feel like, I'm still super proud of Wildlife World, but I definitely think Aurora Zoo is kind of a step up as far as complexity and design and detailing and scale. Even though the zoo is smaller, it's bigger. So yeah, it's definitely exciting. So I wanted to make sure if you haven't seen the last couple episodes, kind of give you a little overview here of the whole zoo. This is going to go up on the workshop probably by the end of June. So it's like it's about a week away at the time I'm recording this. But if you're watching this after June, then this should already be on the workshop. We'll do a big walkthrough video like we did for Wildlife World. That video, if you remember, is about an hour long, almost an hour long. Where we literally just go down, we use the Tejicam and we walk through the entire zoo, and kind of just look at everything from the guest perspective, and that should be a lot of fun. But I want to thank all of you who have been here from the beginning, and even if you joined halfway through the series or towards the end, I hope that you will join us and stick with us through our next zoo, which will be starting sometime soon. And yeah, so this is it for Aurora Zoo. Again, thank you everybody who has helped out, like either commented on YouTube or hung out during live streams, giving your suggestions, because a lot of this zoo was built around your suggestions, and we're going to keep that going with the next zoo as well. So as always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.